I had a college roommate. Let's call him Mike. Mike was the guy everyone envied. 3.9 GPA from a top-tier engineering school. Landed a job at Google straight out of graduation. 120K starting salary. Stock options. The whole package. Meanwhile, I was the mess. Barely graduated. Started flipping stuff on eBay from my parents' garage. Eating ramen. Driving a car. Held together by duct tape and prayers. Everyone felt sorry for my parents. Fast forward 15 years. Mike's still at Google. His salary climbed to 280K. He bought a house in Mountain View, drives a Tesla Model S, takes his family to Hawaii every summer. By every normal measure, Mike is crushing it. But here's what doesn't come up at the reunion. That 2.1 AM house in Mountain View, $8,500 monthly mortgage for 30 years. The Tesla? Financed. The Hawaii trips? Credit card points. But they still cost 12Ks a pop. 2 kids in private school at 35K each per year. Mike makes $280,000 a year, but has maybe 30,000 liquid savings. He can't quit, can't negotiate aggressively, can't even take an unpaid sabbatical. One layoff, and his entire life implodes. Meanwhile, that eBay hustle I started, grew it. Sold it for low 6 figures. Started a SaaS company. Failed. Started an e-commerce brand. That one worked. Sold it. Now I have income from 8 different sources. None of them require me to ask anyone's permission. None of them can be taken away by a manager reorganizing the department. Here's the thing that keeps me up at night. Mike isn't stupid. He's brilliant. He's not lazy. Dude works 60-hour weeks. He's not unlucky. He's had every advantage. But he's trapped by 7 invisible habits that nobody ever warned him about. Habits that look responsible, that feel like wisdom, that society celebrates. But quietly, slowly, they keep people like him locked in place. And the worst part? Most people don't realize they're trapped until it's way too late. So in this video, I'm breaking down 7 habits that look like smart money moves but are actually financial quicksand. And more importantly, what to do instead if you actually want to build real wealth. Let's get into it. Habit 1. Playing not to lose. There's a trap most people never see. A massive difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. Playing to win means calculated risks, betting on yourself, swinging for asymmetric returns. Playing not to lose means protecting what you already have. Every decision optimized for safety, not upside. And here's the brutal truth. The moment you play not to lose with money, you've already lost. History proves this. During World War II, there were 2 kinds of generals. The aggressive ones, who moved fast, took risks and created opportunities. And the cautious ones, who waited for perfect conditions and played defense. Guess who won battles? The aggressive ones. Because in war, just like in wealth, defense doesn't win. It only delays defeat. Now look at how this shows up in real life. You keep Rs 40-50 lakhs in a safe savings account earning 4% for 5%, while inflation quietly eats 3,000-4% every year. You feel secure, but your purchasing power is bleeding daily. You stay in a job you hate because it's stable, even though you're not learning, not growing, not building leverage. You don't start the business because what if it fails? Meanwhile, you're failing slowly. By trading hours for capped income. You see a great opportunity, but you keep doing research while someone else takes action and captures the upside. Real story. I know a guy who's been saving to start a business for 8 years. He has over Rs 1 crore saved. Sounds responsible, right? Wrong. If he had started 8 years ago with even Rs 10-15 lakhs, failed, learned and iterated, he'd be years ahead today. Instead, he protected money and lost time, experience, skills, and networks. Here's the second-order insight. Poor people try to avoid risk. Rich people learn to manage risk. You don't get rich protecting what you have. You get rich by risking what you can afford to lose, to create what you don't yet have. So do this. Take 10 to 20% of your capital and label it offensive money. Money you're willing to lose completely. Use it to make calculated bets. Habit 2. The 6-figure salary trap. A comfortable 6-figure salary is one of the most dangerous places you can end up. Even though it sounds like success, when you're struggling at 40,000 a year, you're hungry. You look for opportunities, work late nights, and learn because you have no choice. Then you get promoted, start earning 85,000, finally breathe, upgrade your apartment, buy a better car, eat out more, and slowly relax. A few years later, you're making 175, living in the suburbs with 2 cars and good schools, and on paper it looks like you've made it. But the truth is, now you need that 175 just to survive. You can't quit, you can't take risks, and you can't step away to build something of your own, even when the job drains your soul. The handcuffs are gold, but they're still handcuffs. History shows this clearly. Freed slaves in ancient Rome often became wealthier than lifelong citizens because citizens had status to protect and appearances to maintain, while freedmen had nothing to prove. So they took massive risks and built wealth quietly. That's the 6-figure trap. It gives you just enough to feel successful, but not enough to be free. Even today, someone earning over 400,000 a year can be saving only 40,000 after expenses. One layoff away from panic. The solution is simple but uncomfortable. Never let your lifestyle grow at the same speed as your income. Cap your expenses at 50 to 60%, no matter how much you earn, because wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about the gap between what you earn and what you need. That gap is freedom. Habit 3. Buying relief instead of building systems. Most people don't spend money to change their lives. They spend it to escape them, and that's where the real trap begins. An expensive vacation is often just 2 weeks away from a job you hate. A spa weekend is 48 hours of not thinking about a toxic boss. And a fancy dinner is a short-lived distraction that makes life feel okay for a moment, but fixes nothing underneath. Wealthy people think differently. They don't buy relief, they buy freedom. Relief means you escape, recharge, come back refreshed, and within weeks you're right back to hating Mondays and counting down to the next break. Freedom means taking that same money and investing it into systems that remove the problem entirely, like hiring help, building automation, or learning skills that increase your income. One is temporary consumption, the other is permanent leverage. History shows this clearly. Rockefellers followed a rule of never spending on consumption what could be invested in production, reinvesting into systems, while others spent on status. And that's why their wealth lasted generations. Even today, if you're burned out with $10,000, you can spend it on an all-inclusive vacation and feel better briefly, or you can invest it into support and systems that give you time back and create new income streams that last. The key is to pause before every major expense and ask whether you're buying temporary relief or permanent leverage, because relief feels good but changes nothing, while leverage compounds and changes everything. And if most of your spending is relief, you're not resting, you're stuck. Habit number 4. Asking permission from people who can't give it. Most people make a critical mistake by asking advice from people who are fundamentally incapable of giving it. And this habit quietly kills ambition. When you think about quitting a corporate job to start a business, you often turn to parents who have only known safe W-2 jobs, a spouse who fears instability, co-workers who feel just as trapped, and friends who measure success by titles and paychecks, and almost all of them tell you the same thing. Don't do it, it's too risky. Be realistic, think about the mortgage and the retirement plan. You then stay where you are and call it being responsible. But in reality, you've asked permission from people who are deeply invested in you, not taking risks. Parents want safety. Partners want certainty. Co-workers want reassurance they aren't missing out, and friends want you to remain at their level, which means none of them can give you permission to succeed beyond their own reality. History reflects this pattern. When Jeff Bezos wanted to start Amazon, even his boss acknowledged it was a great idea for someone who didn't already have a great job. And when Mark Cuban told his family he wanted to start a tech business, they thought he was crazy because they couldn't understand the game he was about to play. The rule is simple. Only take strategic advice from people who have already done what you want to do, whether that's building a business, creating wealth or taking big risks.